Hi, my name is Garrett, and I like to party.
Hi, I'm Father Justin, and I like to party.
Well, I just said that I like to party, so maybe you could do like something different from mine.
All right. Hi, I'm Father Justin, and I'm the host.
Yeah, you know what? No. How about you? You just go. But just get back.
Hi, I'm Carly, and I like to party.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody to today's after party, our Bulls Night after party for this week, minus the Bulls Night. We hope you all are having a great week for you students, finals week, and here you are with us. How's everybody doing today?
Doing pretty well.
I'm the introduction probably just looked very awkward, but
Yeah.
We're trying to be funny. We try our best. I am your host, Garrett Hicks. I am joined tonight by our campus minister, Carly Bossi, and the director here at the Catholic Student Center at USF, Father Justin Pasker. Again, how is everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Pretty good.
You know, since there's no Bulls Night, that we are now the party. So the after parties become the party.
Yeah. We're transitioning. It's a crazy time here. That's a lot of weight on
Yeah.
our shoulders,
Yes.
becoming just the party.
We're carrying the entire party.
Look, somebody has to do it.
But we like the parties, so that's not a problem.
I'm here for it.
Shout out to like the 5 people who have seen Hot Rod.
And if you haven't, then go watch it.
A very good movie.
Like Carly needs to watch it.
So I think we have birthdays. Birthdays today?
Birthdays.
We have some birthdays.
A lot of birthing going on.
Mm-hmm. You know, people just keep being born, and then like
Yeah.
next thing
And
you
we
know,
just
we
have
have
a
to sing
little-
happy birthday
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Every after party turned party.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's birthday party now.
So who we got?
We've got Maria,
Yep,
one of our graduates from this semester. Congratulations, Maria.
you did it.
We're proud of you.
And now it's your birthday. That's pretty cool. Good week.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's a good week.
Yeah.
We also have one of my old roommates, Isabel Lingvey. She graduated like 3 semesters ago. So happy birthday, Isabel. It's on Sunday, but we're going to sing to you now.
Yep.
Happy early birthday.
Another early birthday is a good friend of mine, Father Victor Amorous, who has been at Our Lady of Lourdes, but now is going to St. John Vianney in St. Pete Beach
Nice.
to be the administrator over there. So happy birthday, Father Vic.
As per usual.
Thank you.
Happy.
Happy
That's a little deeper than normal.
Doe, a deer. Alright, hold on. Here we go. Happy.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Maria Isabel and Father Victor. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Yay!
Hey. No respect. No respect.
No respect for Jasmine.
Poor Jasmine.
Her name's right there.
It's just Jasmine right now.
Jasmine. Man. Maybe I shouldn't put the capo right there, after all. Here, I'll be very, very gentle. Cool. So, a little bit of news this week. We got some exciting updates from our bishop.
Absolutely. He just let it be known yesterday that we're going to start having public masses again, starting this coming Monday, the 11th. It'll be daily masses, so still waiting to figure out how weekends are going to work. But he sent out protocols to all of our parishes, and so gave some guidance of how to celebrate the sacrament with people present. And so now the work is figuring out what that's going to look like here. And then on Monday, people can start coming to Mass. And so it's still at your discretion, like daily Mass. And on Friday, we're going to give some updates on what that's going to look like here at this chapel.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting.
Super exciting.
It's been way too long.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
And like here, we've kind of been slowly working on that this past week.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we already rearranged chairs and sort of kind of figuring out disinfecting procedures and stuff like that. Yeah. And so a couple little more things to tweak and then communicate so everybody when they get here
Mm-hmm.
knows what to do and feels comfortable and not worried. And if anybody's here sick and doesn't know it, and doesn't get anybody else sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal.
You were ready. Ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say curve or curb?
Head of the curve.
Yes. Because we flattened it and
We've-
we're ahead of it.
Right, yes.
Hey, yeah.
And it's also Vadadu, not Bada.
No, okay.
Vadadu.
I will stand by that one. Badadu, peas and carrots. This is an important linguistic distinction here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a new addition to our set today. Our little Elm Drive sign.
So since I started living here, I moved into the house directory and never touched the garage because it's really not a priority. And so I started doing some things, and then it became necessary. I needed to do some more things in the garage. And I came across a sign, and it said Elm Drive. I thought that was strange, and it's kind of beat up and a little scratched up and dirty. And why on earth did some priest save this and hang it up in a garage? And then I turned it over, and it's a little out of reach for me. Thank you. And it had some labels on the back here about where it came from. And I don't know what priest is responsible for this, but it's a little souvenir from campus, apparently.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So I just looked it up. I was curious, do we still have an Elm Drive? Do you know where Elm Drive is?
I don't.
Okay.
Do we still have one?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a USF Elm Drive. Some of our streets have been recently renamed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to double check and make sure. But we do. And not only do we have an Elm Drive, it is will make sense. But on 50th Street, when you turn, like let's say you're going to the Yingling Center or to Campus Rec,
Mm-hmm.
it's that street where you turn onto campus.
Ah.
So it's besides Hawley,
Yeah, so Holly's over to our north, so
Holly's
this would
north.
be to their south.
this is the closest street from us to the south.
Yeah.
So this
Nice.
does have a special connection
Yeah.
to us. Now, how we got it,
I have no idea,
Yep.
any theories?
but I think it looks good there. So,
There it will stay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't find it entirely unlikely that maybe a student just dropped it off at some point.
I
And
think
it's
no questions asked, you know.
Right, you know?
Yeah.
It just ended up here. I could see Paul doing that.
Yep.
Not
I
to
did
implicate
want
Paul.
one of
Paul's watching.
the banners
Yeah.
that were on the pole. Like we
talked about
we
that.
talked about it.
Yeah.
It's like it had the new logo that then very quickly got switched back to
Mhm.
the old logo, and it's like, okay, all of these banners, they're huge, you know. It's like
Mhm.
having one just hanging right there
Mhm.
of the now passé logo.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
It's vintage.
Rip.
Yeah.
It's vintage now, yeah. Now everyone will like it.
Yes, it's true.
Now that it's limited.
Yes, and people ask like, "What's that about?" And you can tell them about
Mm-hmm.
Merrill Lynch, and
Yes.
yeah,
The dark times.
yes. And when the alumni had spoken and the university listened,
Mm.
it was very nice.
Overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
The people won.
Yes.
Do you hear the people sing?
Did you write that?
You know, it's just, what have I done?
Ah, sweet Jesus.
Doesn't matter who came up with it. It's just who said it last.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's like telling a joke and somebody else says it louder and better, and everybody
Hey,
hears it and
wait a
laughs.
second.
Half of the funny things I've ever said have been that, exactly.
Uh-huh.
I just live off of stealing jokes.
I know.
Just like we quoted Hot Rod at the beginning. Why come up with our own
Right.
skits? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
just do one nobody's heard of.
Yeah.
It works for preaching too. It's like,
Best things you probably ever heard me say probably came from somewhere else.
Mm. Don't be an idiot.
just,
Changed my life.
just does St. Ambrose's full homily from
Yep,
your book.
book's right there.
Mhm.
Started reading some of the other ones.
People are just scratching their heads. It's like, there's a blind guy came in the back door.
What are you talking about?
What is it? Oh, I had something. Okay. Have you ever seen on campus the signs, like the big, not these, but they're like canvas banners that they put like up with big like 4x4s, and they're huge.
Yeah,
And they
like
stick 'em-
homecoming week or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. When I lived in Holly, my freshman year, very tiny apartment. At the end of the year, like long after those were used, they were still on campus, and the one that was across the street somehow ended up in my living room.
Somehow.
I was not
Interesting.
there when it got into the living room. Now this is a true story, and I'm not just trying to not implicate myself.
I mean, you're a graduate now, so you can talk about these things.
Right.
so.
Mm.
I genuinely had no clue. This thing in Holly, maybe the ceiling is a little bit lower than this, but the sign was from the posts at the bottom of the floor to the ceiling, and we had a door normal size. I had no
They
idea.
took it with the post too, not just
With
the
the
sign?
posts in it. They didn't break anything down. I have no idea how it got in. And then when we moved out, we had to get it out. We could not get it out of the apartment.
Oh my God.
We could. And then we're asking, I'm like, how did this get in here? And everybody's just like, it just happened, and like the reverse engineering of it was not the
It
same.
was not working.
And there was, we tried a couple times to get it out fully put together still, and we put a hole in the hallway in the what is this,
The drop ceiling.
the board
Yeah.
got a little hole in it outside of our apartment, and we decided maybe we should take this apart.
Yeah.
So we had to take the whole thing apart.
Wow.
That's my science story.
Nice.
That's a
But-
good science story.
I feel like that's a good segue into our quarantine memes segment of the day.
Mm.
So we've been collecting all the best memes,
have.
documenting our experience as humans in this situation known as quarantine.
Who's are we starting with?
Whichever ones are queued up. Okay, so we're starting with. It looks like we're gonna
Oh,
start with
this one's
mine.
good.
We can go ahead and fade it in. So, this is. I'm trying to read it from across the room, but I believe it says, "Does this look like 2 meters, Mary?"
I think not.
I think not. Ye shall maintain thine social distance.
There it is. Yep. Oh, Mitras. Yes.
Mitres.
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 That's a good one.
Jesus doesn't have to worry
No.
about getting the coronavirus.
This is
Stop
the...
holding on to me.
Yeah, stop holding on.
Yeah.
No. I don't think so.
I just need some space.
Watch your hands.
All right. What's next? So this one, Savannah found all of mine, by the way. Got to give credit where it's due.
Mhm.
This is hilarious, and it makes perfect sense. So just like, I'm just gonna read it. Very sad there won't be a coronavirus episode of The Office where Dwight puts the whole office on lockdown because Andy has allergies. Michael wears an athletic cup on his face as protection, and an unaware Creed returns at the end from his vacation in China with some soup he smuggled back. Sometimes we have these situations where it seems unreal, almost as if
Yeah.
it's from a comedy.
Like you made these things up, but
You can't make these things up.
yeah. Yikes.
All right. Next meme. So this is a little tool.
Ah, this is a good
Yeah.
one.
Have you seen this before, Father Justin?
I've heard of such things. Yeah.
Is this a plague?
Yes.
Plague
type
pattern. Or,
action here.
Yeah, how to bring communion to the affirmed. Yeah.
infirmed.
And so it's 1 meter long.
Wow.
Die Mietzen sagen wären 1 meter lang. That's my best German there. So. Yep, I don't think anybody has these in their church attics, so we couldn't pull them out during this time.
It's sad.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? This one's good. Look, I don't care who your old man is. This gathering is illegal. The Last Supper busted by Popo.
Yeah, they got more than 10 people there.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. And then the cops walk in, and it's definitely more.
Yep.
Part of the
So-
problem.
They should
Yeah.
have just stayed away.
Yep. But my question, is this private property?
Ooh.
Interesting.
Chances are, yes.
Interesting.
Becky Ellerhorst says that your German sounded pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
Alrighty, up next. So this dude says he's reporting a breach of the stay-at-home order. Again, private property. Just walking into someone's house.
Yep.
I mean, the door was open, so
He's got his sneaks on. He's probably out for a morning stroll.
yeah.
Hits a little too close to home.
All right, next. On that note, next. What is this? What are we looking at?
These are mine. And so I didn't have any like religious themed memes. All mine are Star Wars themed because it was also May 4th. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How could we
So like now they're all Star Wars. Yeah. So that's what I have to offer here. This one I quite enjoyed. This is Calvin and Hobbes, and which is Darth Vader and Kylo dropping a water balloon on Rey. Yeah. Quite enjoyed that.
That's all he wanted was some quality time with Grandpa.
And just like kind of likes the girl but is annoyed by her at the same time. And,
Flirting by bullying.
yeah.
It's a classic move.
Yep.
Works every time.
Very, very relatable. When I saw this next one, it very much summarized how was I feeling at that day. After 6 weeks of lockdown, I have a bad motivator.
Just flames shooting out the top of your head. Is
Yes,
that relatable? too?
it's just gonna go to do some work, and it's just like I think I'm done moving. No more.
Aw,
That's wholesome.
that's precious.
Yep. This one ain't mine.
Yeah. That, I mean, honestly, that needs no explanation.
yeah.
And then this one. Thought it was a good summary of the gradual enforcement of Vader's obedience to the distancing rules. It's very intimate to, a little space to in different spaceships and doing it over a Zoom call, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have failed me for the last time. Sorry.
Yeah. And then the last one I particularly like. Come to the dark side. We have masks.
They finally come in handy.
Yeah. The only use for stormtrooper armor
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19.
Well, okay.
prevention.
is COVID. Yeah.
only use is a little bit. That's a little.
I mean, other than it's a uniform, but if you call it armor, this is the only thing that armor will do.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably wouldn't even work on that.
Have you seen the pictures of people wearing their Star Wars costumes in grocery stores?
I don't think I have.
Like that meme, that's literally been happening. People like putting on their clone and stormtrooper armor to go shopping. Like people said, wear a mask.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
I have not done that with my Kylo Ren outfit yet. And time's running out.
Yeah, I think it's
think.
time.
Right. I mean, if you wait too long, it's going to be kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Especially get too far from May 4th, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, a lot of businesses are kind of iffy about people wearing like covering your face anyway, so, you know, but Publix.
Right?
Yeah. I have worn that costume and walked across campus before because I had a teacher who was offering extra credit on Halloween, and I wore my costume to class.
Wow.
Nice.
That was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people giving looks, but yeah. So speaking of Star Wars, today, if we, you're gonna accidentally ignite that thing and then
You want it, don't you?
all right. Anyway, so at the end of it, Emily's just like, Emily's always looking at me during these streams and like making me break, and I get so close all the time. So
She's our live studio audience.
yeah, I promise I'm not crazy. So at the end of each semester, we
Have a movie marathon.
yeah.
So the whole inspiration of why we started doing that is can't have events. So because the focus is during exam week, you
Exams.
study or take your exams. You know that needs to be the focus. But then comes you can only study so much, and you need a break, and so something simple, do whole day movie marathon, and so that you knew when you needed to take a break, go downstairs, something would be going on. And then the other thing happens is people finish their exams before the end of the week,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have nothing to do, and they're twiddling their thumbs. And I was like, okay, well, if you're done, here's a place you can hang out.
I've typically been the latter.
Yeah.
I'm usually done with exams, and so I get to just spend the whole day watching
Whatever it is.
Space Time. We did a
Yeah.
whole Space Time marathon.
And the debate is always, what do we watch?
Yeah.
Right.
And so, you know, I would say the only thing we've done more than once is Star Wars.
Mhm.
Like we've done Star Wars marathons. And that used to be possible to fit it all in a day, but it is not anymore.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've done Lord of the Rings. We've done Space Time. We've done Disney
Mm-hmm.
It's-
animated
yeah.
films.
I've done
Yeah.
Marvel.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if there's one coming out, you know, it kind of ties it in. You can catch up on the
Right.
series.
Yeah. That was
we
the
did
case.
Harry Potter once.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. When we did Star Wars last, the new movie was coming out in just a week or two, something
Yeah.
like that. So perfect time.
Yeah, Star Wars and Marvel likes to release movies in early May.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars movies come out a lot in December.
Yep.
And then the Marvel movies come out in May.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They give you just enough space to hit both. But when we were talking about movie marathons before all of this happened, I remember, an idea that had come up was us kind of thinking about, required reading, if you will, or something like, here's a bunch of different genres, and like a great example of a Western or a rom-com or a thriller or whatever. And so we had started thinking about like pretty much what some of our favorite movies and examples are.
Mm-hmm.
So since we didn't get to do that, I figured we could talk a little bit about just a couple of our favorite films that maybe could have been showing today.
Do you want to like name a genre? I don't know.
A genre, okay. Let's say Well, so maybe this isn't necessarily a genre. Well, it is space-time, but I know like a movie that definitely is a favorite around here would be Interstellar.
I mean, that's very good.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
It's like very hard if you're talking about a favorites list to pass up
Yeah.
on Interstellar.
Right.
And
For me, I think there's movies that you can watch a lot of times, and then movies that really move you. You know, and you might not be able to be in the mood or a place to watch it frequently, but it's got a lot of substance to it. And then some are just like not necessarily all that good, but they have a very high rewatchable factor.
such as
I'm gonna say, and this might be a little controversial, the first G.I. Joe movie. It is like such a bad movie, but like I could just always turn it on and watch it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is a movie I've never seen, nor ever thought that
Like,
someone would say that was.
I'll be the first to say it. Like it's a bad movie,
Yep.
but it's still fun. Like it's enjoyable to watch.
So, are you talking about Rise of Cobra?
Yes, I
The
am.
one that came out in 2009?
Yes,
I've not seen it.
I saw it twice in the movie theater.
It has a 34% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Like, and I will. So I went and saw it in the theater because I also grew up in the time of G.I. Joe, and it has nothing to do with anything. But then got a group of guys from the seminary to go watch it, and I had to preface it by like, guys, this is a bad movie, but it's gonna be a good time. And then everyone had a good time.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad movies are fun if
Yeah.
you just have fun with them.
Right.
Like Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Maybe better quality than G.I. Joe.
It's a little higher quality.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, I will say though,
Why would you say that?
why? Wait, so many people do the what?
What?
What bit? I've never seen Hot Rod at all. Safe word is whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yep.
See, the difference is Hot Rod's highly quotable.
Oh yes.
Yeah, G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, you can't quote it.
What's your favorite G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra quote?
I don't even know if I have one. I mean, it's like Go Joe, but I mean, that's just,
Joe.
that's G.I. Joe.
That's
I mean.
inspired. I will say, Snake Eyes looks really cool
He does.
from this movie.
He's a very neat character.
Yeah. When I was like 12, and that's what caught my eye. Thought maybe I'll find a way to watch this movie. It just never happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now, you mentioned Westerns. I would have to recommend 310 to Yuma.
Interesting.
Yeah.
310 to Yuma.
Yeah.
I've also never
Christian Bale and Russell Crowe.
seen.
Really?
And
Interesting.
very intense movie. So Russell Crowe is a prisoner getting transported to the train that is the 310 train to Yuma, and his gang is trying to rescue him before he gets to the train. And it brings up a lot of moral questions and a lot of why are you doing this kind of things.
Mhm.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's a remake of an older one, but I would recommend the newer one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I recently saw the True Grit remake.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't super impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good, but it's not like my favorite Western would be The Searchers,
I mean, that's a classic.
John Wayne.
Can't go wrong with that.
Or for a more modern one, Sisters Brothers is a very good, kind of like a different, unexpected look on the Western genre. But that's Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly star in that, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Very good movie. But
Favorite Western, go.
You know, I'm really racking my brain, but I have no idea. I don't know that I've ever actually seen a true Western movie.
Well, you've seen Star Wars, so
I mean, The Mandalorian. So that's
Mandalorian.
essentially the Western genre.
That's not a movie, you know?
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
no, yeah. I mean, A New Hope is. It's not as stylized as Mandalorian, but it's a space western basically.
Space
I
western.
mean,
Yeah.
that's what George Lucas was going for.
Space Western.
Yeah.
Opera.
Okay.
Space
Western
opera. Yeah.
That's interesting. That
Yeah.
gives me a whole new perspective on Star Wars.
Well, one of his major inspirations was Francis Ford Coppola, the director, and he directed some of the most famous westerns, including The Searchers and others, and so that was very intentional.
Yeah.
That's not just like a meme. But
Yep.
It's also fun as
It
a
sounds
meme
like a
too.
meme, yeah.
It does. It sounds a little goofy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but when you really think about the themes, it makes a bit more sense.
Okay.
But,
And kind of the character archetypes that
Mhm.
he uses,
mhm.
Yeah.
like the smuggler, like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Charvel brings up 2001.
I mean, that's fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
the one, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Charvel was here for our space time.
Space time.
No, I don't think
I
so.
think he would have enjoyed it quite a lot.
He would have, yeah. I think my two Arrival was fantastic as
So
well.
good,
Yeah.
But just watching 2001 and Interstellar and
Mhm.
kind of just like bridging that gap, and
Yeah.
it's very, very.
Yeah, that movie marathon, like where Event Horizon, we could probably omit,
Mhm.
but
that was,
a little space horror, yeah.
Yeah.
But between 2001, Interstellar, and Arrival, like you have lots of thought-provoking ways of
Mhm.
looking at things. Like we could spend a lot of time looking at things.
Bill and Ted as well. Yeah.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah, Bill and Ted and Event Horizon. We could have probably done with that. The space tubes, yeah. Again, like there's movies that are fun.
Excellent. Bill and Ted helped us unwind a little.
Yes,
Party
it
on,
did.
dude. Be excellent to each other.
Say something. Do you ever feel like that when somebody's just like, "Oh, you're Father Justin. It's you. Say something wise. Say something just like extremely superb on the spot." It's
Yeah.
like, don't be
Yeah.
stupid. Be excellent. Whoa.
Wow. I have to meditate on that.
Yes.
Paul says The Martian.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen The Martian, nor have I read it.
Space-time.
yeah,
It's space.
Right,
Yeah.
not space time necessarily.
yeah. It's a kind of space survival.
Survival.
Yeah, and it's very interesting for like the engineering part of it, kind of the
Mm-hmm.
isolation, the frailty of life,
Yeah.
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 But the
new appreciation for potatoes.
Mm.
the theology that we can pull out of Interstellar
Yeah,
is so cool, though.
Mhm.
yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah. If you guys had the opportunity to, would you go into a black hole?
Interesting. I never thought I'd have to answer that question. I feel like I would say yes now and then not do it.
I could say that about
I
a
feel
lot
like
of things.
I feel like
So-
yes now because I'm
So
curious.
which son did the will of his father? I wouldn't, because like you can't exist inside of it,
Mm.
so it's a waste of time.
Okay, maybe
It's just suicide.
a wormhole.
A wormhole.
Mm.
Now this is something different.
So it was a wormhole that he went into, or was it a
What-
black hole?
No, he went into, so there's a wormhole that opened that got him to the other planets, but then he went into the black hole. But then the wormhole opened up a tesseract, and he went into that, which is how he got out of the black hole. So the black hole in itself didn't lead to the tesseract.
He got lucky.
No, it was intentional. So the people that made the future humans that made the wormhole made the tesseract.
Okay, right. It's been a minute since I watched the whole
Yeah.
thing. Right.
So it's merely a self-explaining time loop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. When we watched, I remember Alex did a talk on Howl's Moving Castle, and I tried my very best to connect that to Interstellar, and it still does connect, but I don't think I delivered the information as well as I could have. But
Interesting.
so westerns aren't working for you, but what are some?
I would say thrillers. I'm a huge Alfred Hitchcock fan.
Mhm.
So my favorite Alfred Hitchcock is definitely Rear Window. I think there's a lot of like remakes and kind of plays off of it that have come from it. But just that original Rear Window from Alfred Hitchcock is definitely a wonderful movie.
Sorry, just making a face.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
There was an episode of Castle, not a movie, TV series. If you're not familiar with that, it's a mystery author, and he helps like solve crimes because he thinks the way criminals think, kind of thing. But there's an episode where he's like in his penthouse and he has like a sprained ankle or broken leg or something, and the detective that he always teams up with perpetuates without his knowing the plot of Rear Window, and like it plays out and you don't know that it's kind of going on,
Yeah.
but like while you're watching the episode it's like they're totally copying Rear Window, but then the main character doesn't realize it until like, later, and there's no crime, it's just all a prank on him. But there's a whole episode and it's just like when you start seeing those things, just like how influential Alfred Hitchcock is.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So good.
You know, I mean, we were talking about him earlier today, and how the first Hitchcock movie I had watched was the 39 Steps, and that came out in the 30s, and then you go to Rear Window, and that came out in the late 50s, and or like 1960, I don't remember which, but he made movies for a long time too,
Right.
and it's not just like he made one or two, masterpieces and then dipped. It's like he was consistently making
Great
these
movies.
Yeah.
really good, consistent films for decades.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think most people, when you bring up Alfred Hitchcock, would have to talk about Psycho. I actually don't like it. I'll acknowledge like the impact it has, like that it's scarred the minds of lots of people and has a lingering effect because it's so traumatizing. And like if there's anything that he wrote that kind of showed up in other places as themes and ways of telling stories, it would be that. But as a movie, actually, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So, confession, I actually haven't watched it. I just know all the cultural stuff.
Yeah, everything how it's influenced so much.
Yeah. Another Hitchcock that I haven't seen is Vertigo, which I
Yeah,
want
that's
to
a good
see.
one.
It is really good.
Yep.
Yeah. Princess Bride.
I
That's-
mean,
That's a must.
So
we were waiting to get to that. Who wrote that down?
For me,
Yeah.
go ahead, Princess Bride.
I mean, I was, of the age of when it came out, that there was a life without the Princess Bride, and then it showed up in my life. As opposed to you guys, it's always been around.
Yep.
You got to feel the enlightenment when it
Right.
happened. You were there.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yep.
I remember watching it all the time when I was little because I just thought it was such a sweet movie and I loved the romance aspect of it. And then I remember the first time I ever watched it and realized, wait, this is actually hilarious. I remember like thinking, wow, how did I miss all of this? It was like watching like
Layers.
yeah, there's so many layers to it, and I was like, wow, I thought this was a fantastic movie before, and I had no idea. Like I had no idea.
So, the way that Rob Reiner tells the story is his grandfather reading a book, and I went and found that book and I read that book.
How's the book?
It's quite good too.
It's the book that Grandpa's reading.
Yeah, and it has some kind of backstories more for the characters, So like how Indigo, goes through his journey of becoming a master, and the giant, and his kind of where they kind of go. So kind of supplies a lot more to the backstories. Yeah. Very good. I'm gonna also say what the Man in Black made an impression on me, and I'm a Man in Black, so Dread Pirate Robert.
Dread Pirate Roberts and Johnny
And-
Cash.
Yes.
He wore a mask too. So
He did.
Now's the perfect time.
He thought everybody would be wearing masks in the future.
Mm-hmm.
They're quite
Here we
comfortable.
There's levels to this.
Just genius.
Man, such foresight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A movie that I would say some people don't like, that kind of goes with that one though, is The Goonies.
Yeah.
And to me, it is a very special movie. I will concede, some people have some trouble with it, and it might be a little more culturally significant to a certain age demographic. But I fall in that demographic, and I'll fight for it.
I feel like Ferris Bueller's Day Off lies in that category somewhere too.
Yeah. Like, you can have an appreciation for it, but it's not necessarily for everybody.
Really, Ferris Bueller?
Yeah.
I feel like, how can you not like that movie?
It's enjoyable. It's good to watch.
I was referring to like that time period comedies, like
Yeah, like
specifically.
that's the best of that time period of movie making
Yeah.
comedy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Becomes iconic of that time period.
Smokey and the Bandit always has to be on the list for me.
Mm.
Yep.
It's just
The first one.
the first one. Oh yeah,
Wait, there's another.
there are a couple sequels
Yes.
to the film, but they are so notoriously awful
Yeah.
that I
can
have
imagine.
actually never watched any of them because I don't want to.
Yeah, it was such a smash hit. Then they tried to recreate it, and it just didn't work. But people loved the first one so much, they kept
Mm-hmm.
paying to go see it, and so then they kept making more.
Yeah.
Which I feel is like a story of a lot of
Yeah.
sequels.
Yeah, cause
Just like Midnight on the Sun.
yeah.
I don't think The Bandit Returns won an Oscar, though.
No, I don't.
No,
Just that.
it definitely didn't. It won nothing. It won a whole generation's worth of hate.
Mm.
What have I done? Jesus. What have I done? Moves me every time.
And you didn't write that?
I did write that.
You did write
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Did somebody say otherwise?
I've been hearing it through the grapevine. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know. You Midnight on the Sun people have
Mhm.
your rumors.
It's true.
Yeah. So, talking about how popular that movie was,
Mm.
when Smokey and the Bandit came out that year, the only film that beat it was Star Wars.
Mm.
And, like, you can't
Yeah.
beat.
Oh.
The first Star Wars movie comes out, doesn't matter what
Yeah.
movie. But,
Yeah.
it's doing well.
Space Western.
Space Western. Yeah. You have a modern Western
Mm-hmm.
and Smokey and the Bandit, and then you have the Space Western. And we're having this cultural shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fantastic
Yeah.
history. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
That is my second favorite movie of all time. Very quotable.
Yes.
Very watchable.
What's your first?
Pride and Prejudice. I like the British films. And Emily just rolled her eyes because
Emily-
I don't like
wait,
the right
so-
version.
He
Right.
likes the Keira Knightley version. The correct one is the BBC miniseries with.
Wait,
Colin
no,
Firth.
come on.
I mean,
Let's
I would have to go with Emily on
let
this.
everybody know.
Yes.
I mean, you got something to say.
Yeah, so you like the wrong one.
I've never seen the BBC one. 'Cause
I
haven't
have
been at
it.
the time.
I have it on DVD. It is if Band of Brothers is a 10-hour of a movie. This is a 6-hour movie.
I haven't seen Band of Brothers either.
We haven't got to that yet, but
Shame on you.
I'm so sorry. I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
So Colin Firth,
this
Jennifer
is why
Earl.
we're having this conversation.
This is an intervention, actually. I did all of this
I
just
was
to,
not
just for this
prepared.
moment.
It's word for word the book essentially, and
Okay,
it's
that's pretty nice.
so good. And it's better costuming. It's more historically accurate. There aren't all the weird anachronisms that the Keira Knightley version has. There's no like your
Have-
hands.
have
I
you-
love you. Your hands are cold. What is that?
Have you read?
I won't show you.
I
Call me
have,
when you
yes.
have.
Okay. Well, then you would appreciate this.
Mrs. Darcy.
Maybe we'll get there. We have.
Only when I'm very cross. No, it's so bad.
But it's so good. It warms my heart every time.
I like how mean Mr. Darcy is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's meaner in the Jennifer Earl version with Colin Firth.
Is Colin Firth Mr. Darcy?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
It's
is pre
quality.
King's Speech.
Mm.
Hmm.
And pre Mamma Mia.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Mamma Mia is great.
But it's funny too
Has-
because Jennifer Earl's in King's Speech too.
Mm.
She's the speech therapist's wife. So like seeing them interact there was weird.
Yeah, but can I go away again?
Get back behind the
I
camera.
can't
Back to
No.
your post.
I don't think I've learned my lesson yet, but I'm sure I'll get there.
before
I'm just glad we're not talking about Taco Bell.
Ooh.
You're like,
I mean, we can.
he's like,
do that.
honey, sit down, okay?
So something that it has to be on your must-watch list that some people will debate isn't a movie. I'll argue it's a 10-hour movie broken up into 1-hour episodic moments. Is the
That's a long moment.
is the Band of Brothers HBO series. It is utterly fantastic. I've watched it many times. This is something I think everybody needs to watch.
Why? Why?
Why?
Why
Why
do
do you
you
want to know? As far as appreciation and the telling of the story of World War II and what these guys went through, but it's also the understanding of manhood, brotherhood, suffering together, persevering, searching for meaning. It's like there is a whole list of things you can go through. Yeah. Depends what episode you're looking at. So watch it.
Watch it. That's your homework.
Yes.
Watch it. Somebody hasn't seen How to Train Your Dragon 3, according to Paul. I want to know who he's referring to. Emily hasn't seen it yet. Shame. Shame.
Have you seen it?
You don't have to watch any of this.
Thank you.
They're not on Father Justin's must-watch list.
But the first one's pretty fantastic. I'm just gonna.
I've seen the first
I mean, it's a cartoon. If you want to watch a cartoon,
Well, okay, animated.
it's not like Toy Story, you know.
It's an animated film. 3D.
Yeah.
I mean,
Toy Story, yeah.
cartoon. I've seen part of it projected onto the inside of an airplane by
Mhm.
Paul's phone.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that's true.
I did see
Part of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Paul also wants to know what the favorite war films are.
Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1917 was
Fantastic.
pretty fantastic.
That was fantastic.
It was very good.
Yeah. I will also advocate for Braveheart,
Mm. Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge is
Yeah.
probably my favorite war film.
Yeah. But Braveheart is not an American war, but I think that's one definitely worth watching.
Haven't seen Braveheart yet.
Yep.
Silence is a good war film.
Silence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one of those. No, yeah, Fury too.
Yeah, I didn't like Fury.
Fury. Yeah.
It had. This was what I'll get Fury is it had the best depiction of a tank battle ever created in cinema. The rest of the film is garbage. Brad Pitt is a terrible actor.
Oh. Okay, his voice was kind of goofy in that.
Yeah.
The voice he put on, his war voice,
Yeah.
was like
Yeah. Yeah.
he made the dude
And it, yeah.
the other guy.
And it's right, exactly. That whole scene is just like, give me a break. It's like this is also a tank crew. Like, if they want to kill people, they have a tank. And
Yeah.
like, but then at that point, you're behind the lines, and like these aren't questions. It's stupid.
Yeah. Paul says that you're wrong.
No.
Emily says Glory, but I haven't seen it.
No, Glory's good.
I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Someone says Red Tails.
Red Tails. So
Glory's much better than Red Tails. But.
yeah, I wasn't really impressed with Red Tails. Like, great story, real life story is awesome. It's like a really, really great thing to shed light on. But the quality of the film, I don't think is very high.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, watch it, but
I've never seen it.
if you're gonna pick between two, pick Glory.
Charville brings up one that I forgot about with Valkyrie,
Oh yeah.
the German resistance.
Yeah. The plot to assassinate Hitler.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tom Cruise
Yeah. Little espionage film.
playing Klaus von Stauffenberg, I think is that guy's name. But
I'm not going to dispute you on that.
very cool. I know his last name is von Stauffenberg, but his first name is either Eric or Klaus. I can't remember. But very crazy story.
Your German pronunciation's very good there.
1 foot long.
Me too.
Lang.
1 foot long.
1 meter lang.
Hefeweizen. Yeah. Kind of wild that Hitler survived that. Maybe he didn't. He had a body, stunt double or something.
I'm certain he is now dead.
He's
Yeah.
dead now.
Yes.
Right. Unless they found the super soldier serum,
Mm,
he's probably gone.
unlikely.
Branching out, but another good war film, X-Men First Class.
Really?
Have you seen that?
Yeah. You like that?
You didn't like
I-
First Class?
I don't mean to say it that way. Tell me
You
more.
can look. We don't have to act like I don't get roasted because we're on camera. We don't have to act like everybody's always nice. You can roast me. X-Men First Class, really? Not a fan?
I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't call it rewatchable.
Okay, as far as X-Men movies go,
Yeah.
it's up there.
Days of Future Past.
I haven't seen it. Is that a good space-time film?
Yes. I think it did pretty good.
It's like you're
Yes.
gonna say more, but you stopped yourself. You're like,
Yes.
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 But I don't know, Matt. I've always been a fan of Michael Fassbender's acting. He's a very
Yeah.
good actor, and he does I believe he's Irish, but he does really good German in
Mhm.
films, and he plays a lot of German characters.
Yeah.
And he in that film, like the young Magneto, kind of more or less hunting down Nazis in South America.
Yeah.
It's kind of like neat, but and the rest of the movie is fun too.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, when he deflects the bullet into Xavier's butt, always a notable moment.
Yeah.
Paralyzes him. No, I mean that's basically what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes into the base of his spine, but it just like happens like that. It's like, oh, did he just like get?
And he always stops bullets, but he,
Mhm.
for some reason, deflects one.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and it turns into kind of like a Forrest Gump moment, but
Yeah.
like he doesn't get up.
Yikes.
Feel something jump up and bite me in the buttocks.
Something bit me. And then, yeah, Professor X.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the missiles.
I feel like you haven't seen this.
I have not.
Oh, okay.
It's just the origins of the X-Men.
Yeah.
A series that has been
Now, if we're gonna
Plagued.
say best, like superhero movie.
that's not even a question for me. That's not on the scale at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying it stacks up.
Oh, okay.
That's
Go ahead.
Go-
Go ahead
Go
there.
ahead.
Superhero film.
I think I might
That's
need
one.
some time for that.
So I'm gonna say The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
This is the best one made.
Interesting.
That's beautiful. Somebody recognizes that.
Yeah. Of all of, it doesn't matter who made it,
Mhm.
but Marvel's made the best, and
Mhm.
that's the best of Marvel.
Mm-hmm. What do you like so much about that film?
So the way the story was told, the perception of the threat, the tensions, like all of that was very well presented, and so like the immersion factor of it, because like take Civil War, which is kind of setting it up, is
Civil War came after.
After, right? So this is setting
he
up
said-
Civil War,
Right. Yeah.
And so they're, you're trying to set up tension between Tony and Steve, and it's just like, okay, well, yes, but no. It's just like you're manufacturing kind of tension, trying to set it up. Whereas like this was one that really, I think, just as a story that was well told, played out very well.
It's a true like spy thriller,
Right.
and I would venture to say it's probably one of the darker, if not the darkest, Marvel film. I mean, it's not anywhere near like a Dark Knight level,
Right.
but it's as close to that as you'll get in Marvel.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of like, Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers films are very lighthearted.
Yep.
Winter Soldier is very serious. It has a lot of subtlety to it.
Yeah,
And
because you got the relationship between Rogers and Bucky, then you have like Shield and Hydra,
And the moral questioning
yeah,
is very hard hitting.
and then best scene ever was the elevator scene.
Yes.
I mean that was so fantastic. Do you know what we're talking about?
I think I've seen Winter Soldier. Was that part of our movie marathon? Like, was
So
that-
when we did our movie marathon, we were focusing on the Infinity Stones.
yeah,
Which is not in that.
it's not in that. Okay, so then I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does introduce.
Bucky?
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Bucky was in the first Captain America film,
Okay.
but this
Yeah.
is his introduction as the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I know I've seen the first Captain America film, and I've seen part of the second one. I think.
That's Winter Soldier.
Okay, I've
Yeah.
seen part of it, but I haven't seen the whole
You
thing.
should definitely watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I also agree that it's the best Marvel movie.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And that's like, I was kind of mentioning this the other day after we were watching Iron Man 3,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like 3 movies of what I feel like is the same thing
Right.
from Iron Man. And
Yeah. Iron Man did much better in the Avengers
Mhm.
than he did in Solos.
Yeah. And that's not to say that there's nothing there for the character, but it's just the direction.
Right.
And you have, with Captain America, those 3 films are all distinct and different. Like, you
Yeah.
could say they're even almost different genres.
Yeah.
Like, the first Captain America is a very, very comic book
Yeah.
movie. It's as comic as it gets. And then you have, like, a very serious spy thriller
Mhm.
with the moral question. And then, like, the big team fight brawl in Civil War.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of origin stories. So the first Captain America I loved, and the first Iron Man I also loved, and then Captain Marvel as well.
I haven't seen Captain Marvel. Did
Okay.
you see the first Thor?
I haven't seen the first Thor. I started watching it and then I stopped. So
I think it's the best Thor movie too.
Okay, well there you go.
Which one?
The first,
First
one.
one.
Really? You think the first Thor is better than Ragnarok?
I've seen Ragnarok and I love Ragnarok. I have not finished the first Thor.
So, Dark World I thought was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a lot of hate. I think it's not warranted. Ragnarok I can't stand. It's garbage. And then the first Thor is like, this is a good telling of Thor.
Mhm.
It captured his character well. And yeah,
Was Ragnarok 2 Guardians of the Galaxy for you?
yes, it was.
I also love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians is
But,
fantastic.
Yes.
but that, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is good.
Because
Mhm.
it's supposed to be what it is.
And that's what it's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Chris Hemsworth feels like he's doesn't get to be a goofball enough, and so he slides the character into that and just wrecked his character.
Mhm.
And then wrecked it even more in Endgame.
Well, that's,
yes,
I mean,
that's
that's
true.
the directors, too. I mean,
Yes. But it's also him pushing for it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's true. And I think, like, yeah, sure, like, maybe you think that Dark World didn't deserve all the hate, but also when both of their movies financially flop,
Yeah,
they're
they're
gonna-
going
it's
to go in a
natural.
different direction.
But
Yeah.
after Guardians was such a hit,
Mhm.
it seems like almost every Marvel movie after that, they, like, copied the aesthetic of Guardians and pasted it
Mhm.
On everything.
on everything else.
Yep.
They're like, okay, this is successful, so we're gonna put.
So much so that they moved Thor into
Mhm.
the ship.
Yeah. It's like, okay, add space, more colors,
Yeah.
a lot more humor, and 70s music,
Mhm.
Right.
and there you go. I enjoyed Ragnarok, but
It was fun. I think that was what I liked about it, was that it was fun.
yeah,
And I hadn't been introduced to Thor before. So. Oh yes, and
yeah,
Hela
Hela was
too.
a good.
Hela
villain.
was a good character,
Mhm.
but she didn't last for very long. Like, they introduced good characters, good villains, and then kill them off in one movie.
Mhm.
And then comes... I do appreciate movies that have consequences.
Mhm.
And so, like, to win, like, that their home was destroyed, like,
Mhm.
okay, this actually had a price attached to
Paul has a lot to say about your opinions.
it. Okay.
But
Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
thank you for the productive criticism.
You're wrong. Okay, thanks.
Guardians was so cool when it was coming out because nobody had any idea what it was.
Right. Nobody heard of Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
Yeah. It was not a very good comic book.
Mm.
So,
And it's like, we're just gonna have fun with this.
And they did.
and I mean, it was really Chris Pratt. So.
Mhm.
I don't think he necessarily carried the film. I mean,
If he wasn't there, it would not have been. So, I don't know what your definition of carrying is.
But
So,
it sounds like that.
I think I think okay, maybe he was the best part about the movie, but the other characters were also very enjoyable.
Sure.
Like Bradley Cooper, playing Rocket, and
But you couldn't, like, if he couldn't be the central character.
yeah,
And as much as David Bautista, who's a Tampa native, is
Go
played the Destroyer quite excellently, is like a terrible actor. He keeps making other films, and they're all bad.
Tampa native.
Oh man,
Yes.
at least it's not like the Rock films.
It's pretty much the same.
I feel like
maybe eventually.
you could put anything in front of the Rock, and he'll be like, "All right, let's do it."
It's a paycheck, so I'm not gonna.
It's like there's a stick of celery's family is trapped inside a burning house, and he has to get them out in time. It's like, let's go. Where's my costume? The dude makes he's in 5 movies a year. It's wild.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Have fun with Kevin Hart.
That's true.
Yeah. Right. Put the two of them together, and it must be a good movie. Let's just do it.
But people keep watching him, so.
They keep doing it.
Somebody's watching. Somebody watched Skyscraper. I don't know who. Somebody watched it. Somebody's eating at Long John Silver's and keeping them open. I don't know. I don't know.
We don't know who you are, but we do know you're out there.
And I want to meet you. If you're watching the stream, please send us a letter or something.
Or a post.
Did you get a chance to look at this?
No,
Either
I
of you?
didn't. I tried to fit it in my pocket because it says it's a pocket guide.
Pocket Guide to Butterflies and Moths. I just picked this up the other day.
Was it at Mojo?
No, I've had it for
got it. Okay,
forever.
sounds good.
But I just picked it up, and some of these have the most ridiculous names. So this is it's a butterfly right here, and its common name. Do you see the name?
No.
The name of this is its scientific name is Mechanitis polymnia.
Very good German.
Commonly. Dankeschön. Common name, sweet oil. What?
Sweet oil.
Sweet oil is the
Interesting.
common name of that butterfly. What? Excuse me? So just poke through that real quick for me and just tell me that I'm
This
not
is
crazy.
super heavy.
It's a substantial book, yeah.
So, but
It's not-
it's for taking it out in the field, so it's got to be durable.
Mm-hmm. About to do peas and carrots, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I'm just rambling at this
Bath White.
Bath White.
Bath White. Yeah, and that's 2 words. It's not like
Interesting.
Bath White, like we're making a new proper noun. It is Bath White.
Sounds like a soap. You know,
Southern Festoon. All right.
That's cool. So, we got to be quick because
we're taking forever.
because of time. We talked forever about movies.
Yeah.
If we start talking about Marvel, it's just the end. We didn't
That's
even
it.
touch on Star Wars.
You touched on it. Didn't go deep, but
Right.
Best Star Wars film, Rogue One. Okay, moving on.
Best Star Wars film, a tie between Rogue One and Revenge of the Sith.
Interesting.
That's my official opinion. Don't give me that face. Revenge of the Sith is genuinely a good movie.
In parts.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. I have some sophisticated movie trivia for you
Oh, it's a trivia time?
to test your knowledge in competition. Oh, hold on. Charville wants you to check out the movie DC Flashpoint. It's a Flash film. Charville also likes Revenge of the Sith. My man. Alright. Let me get my pen. Keep score.
Empire Strikes Back is second.
Empire is also very great. Okay. Let's see, audio looks good. All right. So, ladies first. Question. What was the first feature-length animated movie ever released?
Beats. Bangs.
Battlestar Galactica.
What was the question?
What was the first feature-length animated movie ever released?
Was it Fantasia? That's not right. Okay, Emily's laughing. I don't know.
Nope.
Bambi.
Nope. Your turn. What's
Wait,
the
what was
name?
it?
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Father Justin, what is the name of the skyscraper in Die Hard?
Oki-Wan Tower? No, what is it?
Obi-Wan's palace.
Obi-Wan Tower. Nokia Tower? What is it? Dang it.
Carly, do you know it?
I wish I did.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Ah!
Dang it. Okay. Yep.
Nokia Tower.
Nokia Theater. Shout out to John Mayer. All right, Carly.
Yes.
Hold on. Lost my place. What 1972 movie musical focused on Sally Bowles?
I have no idea. I've never.
Hey.
Do you know it?
No.
Cabaret.
I haven't seen that.
Father Justin. By the way, our fantastic tech Emily picked out the trivia questions today. So,
Too hard apparently.
Apparently.
Father Justin, what famous LA landmark is heavily featured in the film Rebel Without a Cause?
The Hollywood sign.
No.
It's the planetarium. Is that what it's called?
Griffith Observatory.
That's okay. Yes.
Observatory.
Dang it.
No,
Should-
she said planetarium.
Oh,
Planetarium
that
is definitely not the same thing.
Yes.
There's
a
planetarium inside of it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay,
In
well,
the planetarium.
I think I get half a point.
I say observatory.
here, let's
There's
say,
only 2 iconic things,
I've been to that observatory before. So I
and you still don't know it's an observatory.
who.
forgot the name. Okay.
It's my turn.
No worries.
No, it's Carly's turn. In the movie The Breakfast Club, why is Bender in detention?
Oh gosh.
Detention.
Which one's Bender? Oh no. Oh no.
Come on, I'm giving you.
I'm so sorry.
I gave you The Breakfast Club, and you're not able to capitalize.
Did he skip class?
No, Father Justin,
I don't know.
Bender, he pulled a fire alarm. False alarm.
Classic.
All right.
That's so
We're
sad.
not doing too
We're
well
neck
here.
and neck right now, all the way tied. Father Justin, who is the first actor to play Jack Ryan on screen?
That would be. I can see his face. What is his name?
You know his face, not his story.
Yes, I just watched the making of like 2 days ago.
One of my favorite
Wow.
movies.
What is his name?
Do you know his
I have
name?
no idea.
He was also in the Thomas the Tank Engine.
He's
He was
in a bunch of stuff.
I know him from Thomas the Tank Engine film
That was a traumatizing film.
and from Cat in the Hat. He was in Cat in the Hat too. He played the mom's boyfriend. I'm gonna send your son
Alec
to military
Baldwin.
school. Alec Baldwin.
Alright.
All right, there we go. The competition is boiling.
You had a chance to see that. He was on 30 Rock.
Yeah, and I've seen maybe one episode of 30 Rock.
All right, Carly.
It's
Here,
not very good.
I'll give you a slightly easier one. What is the current highest-grossing film of all time?
Current, isn't it, Infinity War? Is it Endgame?
Hey!
Oh, there
That
it
is
is.
totally cheating! I saw that.
What? I was just
I
watching,
knew
waiting
it was,
for an answer.
Okay, I knew it was,
She didn't say Avatar.
Good job.
thank you.
All right.
I want an asterisk next to it.
We gave you hints.
Okay, I got planetarium. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Father Justin.
Two
Which-
halves.
Question, Father Justin. What was the first film ever created by Disney?
False.
False. Brown.
First film created by Disney. I'm gonna go with Snow White.
Sorry.
It's the first
Steal.
animated one.
First film ever created by Disney.
First film ever created by Disney. I don't know.
April's like yelling at her screen,
Yeah,
but she's not
she is.
watching, so.
Oh, that's true.
The
You've
correct
been
answer
called out.
is Steamboat Willie.
Ah,
That's a film?
but
Yes.
isn't that animated?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not a
But-
feature length.
You're still.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Come on, y'all.
Well, I knew that was the first thing they produced, but I wouldn't have put that in the category of films, so. Okay, moving on.
It's your turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which character said the line "snakes"? Why'd it have to be snakes?
The character?
Is that
Who said it? You can give me preferably a character, but if you can name the actor, that'll work too.
Can
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
what
one.
movie it's from?
No.
No, that gives it away.
'Cause
That's
Yeah.
That that definitely gives it away. It's in
When-
the title.
when do I get to go for the steal?
I'm gonna say it's time for you to steal. Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Raiders of
shoot.
the Lost
Okay,
Ark.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Father Justin. What movie features an iconic dance scene between Uma Thurman and John Travolta?
That would be Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Carly, come on.
I didn't even get a chance for that one. That's fine.
All right, Carly. What Shakespearean play inspired the film West Side Story?
Is it Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. The last couple of rounds are going to be movie lines, and you're going to have to tell me what movie the line is from.
Okay.
Father Justin. Mama says, stupid is as stupid does.
Forrest Gump.
I'll have what she's having.
Oh, When Harry Met Sally.
Is it Louis? What is it?
I don't remember what I put.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I think it's Louis. right?
Casablanca.
Mm.
I think you have sealed your victory there.
Stop
But
it.
I'll give you the last one.
Yes, please.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you might miss it.
Oh my gosh, I totally know this.
Take your time.
Well, I've already lost. What is it?
You can.
I don't remember.
It's Ferris
I-
Bueller's Day Off.
Dang it. Just
Y-
I don't believe in isms. I just believe in me.
All right.
Congratulations, Phone.
Thank you
We
very
have a
much.
clear winner this week.
I was a little worried there. We started off rough.
Yeah, we did. Those were
Can,
tough.
can we do
Nokia
some
Tower.
gun Nokia Tower?
1 second.
Oko Nuno Tower.
We will.
What was that again? Plaza? Akatomi?
Nakatomi.
Nakatomi.
You got the no knock right?
Oh, speed round?
I think so.
And then we'll do our gun review. Welcome to the weekly speed round. Will you survive? Who knows? Prepare yourself. Worst way to lose a limb.
Dismemberment.
By losing one. Yeah.
Worst way to lose a limb. Losing a limb, bro. You have to listen to one Taylor Swift song for the rest of your life. Which one is it?
Yeah, 22.
Would you rather have orange shag carpet in your house or an obnoxiously large chandelier that you bump your head on if you're not paying attention?
Well, if it's short enough for me to bump my head on, I don't want it. So orange carpet.
If you were a type of cereal, which would you be?
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Actually, can I hear your answer for that too?
Well, my favorite is blueberry morning, so we'll just go with that.
No raisin bran.
Special case.
Raisin bran.
Raisin bran. First time I made that joke, everyone's like, didn't quite hear it. They're like, what the heck did you just say? Would you rather live in an RV or a sailboat for the rest of your life?
Oh,
Sailboat.
definitely.
Would you rather explore outer space or the ocean?
Ocean.
Would you rather
Or
have
sailboat.
3 hands or 3 feet?
3 hands.
Would you rather know how you're going to die or when you're going to die?
How?
Would you rather live without music or without television, Carly?
Without television.
Would you rather have the ability to run as fast as a cheetah or fly the speed of a tortoise?
Fly the speed of a tortoise.
Would you rather be an extra in a great film or play a lead role in a terrible one?
Extra in a great film.
Would you rather spend every weekend indoors or outdoors, Father Justin?
Outdoors.
And the final question, would you rather know every human language or be able to speak to animals?
Every human language.
Definitely.
You agree?
Yeah.
Good questions.
Animals don't have anything to say, so it'd be a boring conversation.
Boring conversation.
anyway.
One of the best moments of that iconic. All right.
Speaking of that moment,
You know what time it
I
is.
need a blaster. I would like to introduce you to one of our submissions. This is a model that we have discussed before, but as you see, it has been customized. So it went to a custom shop and had some filigree added to it.
That's fancy.
And,
Some what?
Filigree.
Filigree.
Filigree. Vocab word.
Mm-hmm. And so this model is kind of standard model, but been dressed up. And in the gun world, we call this a Gucci Glock, because a Glock is a very standard, run-of-the-mill, everybody has one. And then people invest lots of time and money into making it fancy, but it's still just a very simple gun at the end of the day. Instead of like putting all your money and effort into a nicer model.
Yeah, you could just get a pretty gun to begin with.
Right.
You could have had an HK.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I think maybe they should see a closer view.
We do
of
need
this.
a closer. If we could have Vanna take the step to the camera, please.
It'll focus. It doesn't like to focus when it's close.
Do, 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 do. So I believe this is called Guns N' Roses.
Okay. So I'm just gonna make it worse.
It won't
We,
focus.
we need like a solid background behind it.
Here we go. We're innovating.
Ah. Nope, that doesn't help.
Still
It's the
not.
focus length.
Well, you're looking at roses right
Yes.
there, fuzzy as they are.
And my wind
No, we don't need to talk about that.
Thank you. So
Frame.
yes, so this has gone with a pastel, I'm gonna
Is
call
it turquoise?
Turquoise.
turquoise, still gonna call it pastel, and then a
Pigment.
gold
Pigment.
enamel.
Dictating.
Very nice. Looks good. This side hasn't been finished yet. It's in process, but very nice.
From one of
Performance will be consistent. It hasn't had any performance enhancements. It is merely cosmetic, but it's nice.
From one of our resident Nerf Smiths.
Yes.
And we have a couple other submissions as well this week.
We're going to switch genres here
Mm-hmm.
to airsoft.
Nice.
So we've had some submissions with these. These have a little more force behind them, so I do not even have the ammunition here with them. But this is a mechanical carbine airsoft. I'm not quite sure what model they are imitating here, because this is very much an AR-15 lower, but it has a folding stock, an AR-15 charging handle, pop-up sights, and so you have your peep sight and a shrouded front post. The peep sight's a little small, but you do have different apertures you can switch it to, which will help open it up a little bit. But your face ends up sitting very close to the aperture because of the length of pull of the stock. Has a little button to release it. You can fold it back. And it hooks right there. What's nice about this feature is that the gun is fully operational in this configuration. The only thing I don't like about it is you cannot reach the mag release button while it's on the folded configuration. But if you need it to use it such as it is, it would work that way. I did some shooting outside with this, and I was pretty happy with how it shot. It is mechanical, so it has a safety, one-sided, so not ambidextrous. But when you flip it here, you have to charge it each time. Very short pull, and then it will discharge. Trigger's a little spongy. It's okay. But the problem is because your face sits so close, charging it while sighted is, again, like most guns, a problem. And so that is a consistent critique I'm having of a lot of these guys.
And if you want to ditch the need to charge it every time, you move to a battery-operated motor.
Right. This guy does have a very subtle flared magwell, which is okay. The handle's a little small, actually. It's like you're almost hanging your pinky off. If you put gloves on this, it'd be a little tight to use. The rails on this guy are pretty good. So plenty of space for putting attachments on it. Has an imitation gas adjustment block there, but it's fake. A1 birdcage flash hider, which doesn't have a flash, so it doesn't matter. This one also came from the same owner. This would be of the battery-operated variety. And the problem we very quickly found with this is that the battery's dead, so I couldn't really test it. So I can only tell you about the build of this rifle. This is labeled a M4A1 carbine, which this is obviously not, because it is switching from the configuration of an M4. Because most notably, an M4 would be an AR-15 housing, a 12-inch barrel, and then a collapsible stock. But this has a fixed stock like an M16, but an M16 comes with a 21-inch barrel, which would be what the Marines use, whereas the rest of the armed forces would use the M4 with the collapsible stock. So the whole point would be, when you have a shorter rifle, collapsed stock, so you have armor on, you're in your Humvee, you can come out and deploy it a lot faster. Has a heads-up display that does absolutely nothing, as far as I can tell. There is like the slightest little notch on here for sighting to your front post, but again, I can't test it because it doesn't work. The handle is a little fatter, but plenty of room there. Trigger is a little spongy, but that just might be airsoft, I don't know. Mag release kind of controls are all in the same anticipated places. And then we have with this like the forward assist here, which is just for looks because that doesn't actually exist. On an M4, you would usually have attachments up here, maybe a forward grip, because you wouldn't leave this exposed because this would get super hot and you can't hold it. Because this would just be metal that heats up. This does have a flared magwell, which also would not be normal on an M4. But it works pretty well.
And it does have some marking right there. It's
Yeah, it does have some markings that label it. It has the Colt logo, which would be who would make this design. Property of U.S. government, which it would not say. Caliber 6mm, which is for airsoft.
So the battery needs to be replaced in our camera here, so we're going to transition to a lovely picture of Jesus with Baby Yoda, and we will continue talking as we are switching out the battery.
So, what's neat about this is a fully automatic version. So you got safe, semi-automatic, and full auto. And so this should cycle as you are just holding down the trigger. I don't know the rounds per minute for this guy because again the battery's dead and I can't test it.
No live fire tests.
Yeah.
It is rechargeable though, so we can get the opportunity to at some point. All right, we're back.
So when this guy flips over to auto, it's not ambidextrous, but it does have an indicator on the other side that would go which way. So if you need to check to see where you're set, as opposed to checking with your thumb, you'd be able to check. But again, this is just set up for looks. It doesn't actually work because you can see the mechanism for firing the BBs is occupying that space. It has a charging handle on here, but because it's battery operated, you're not actually cocking the mechanism. But it does have a opens up a little space here where you can adjust.
Hop up adjustment.
Hop up adjustment. It has the dust cover that pops up, drops down, like it's supposed to when you charge it. That's kind of neat. I don't know if it drops it because if you fired a actual AR, the bolt cycling would pop that down as well, which I don't think it does. It has like the bolt release button over here, but it's just molded into the frame because it doesn't do anything. The thing I find most disconcerting about this is the amount of...
There's a lot of play there.
There's a lot of play in this. And then, as you're trying to be super stealthy, this thing is making a lot of noise.
And the wires for the battery is running through the stock here and into the upper, and so that's kind of a bad place to have some play there.
Right. Yeah, because your batteries would be in this, which is why it doesn't have the collapsible stock like it's supposed to. I'm assuming. So, yeah. I'd be very much worried about breaking this. And then I don't know if you could actually shoot anything because you can't actually sight very well on this guy. And can I help you?
Are you unarmed, Father Justin?
I have my trusty...
Okay.
I almost thought you came unprepared.
How
Glad
could
to see
you?
I was wrong. Wait, hold on. I know what's perfect for this situation.
Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun.
What have I done? Jesus. What have I done?
So, we're just getting into the airsoft segment here, and, there's room to grow. There's room to grow.
Yep. So I think that's probably the most concise I've been on a gun review, but it's a little hard to test if we don't have actual.
Close.
Thank you.
What have I done? Thank you for your submissions. Send us more. Only so many Nerf weapons that we have
Yeah.
at our own disposal.
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa!
that a
Assassin
rubber
attempt
band?
was merely avoided.
I was looking for the Nerf dart that went that way and I found a rubber band.
That was really accurate. Props. I'm terrible with rubber bands.
You have to hook it under your fingernail.
Oh, I see. I don't really have those.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Well, they're not really good for playing guitar.
Guitar.
Which I've been doing lately. I chose the right time, you know, at the end of the semester when I'm supposed to be doing finals and writing
Right,
papers.
yeah.
Let's learn 5 new songs. All right, I give up. Yeah, see, nothing.
I don't even know where I went.
Nothing. All right, so it's looking like we're pretty much out of time. And so we thank you all for joining us this evening. It was a great time at the party.
The party,
The
yeah.
party.
The party.
This was the party.
Yep.
Well,
Are we gonna pray at this party?
yeah, I realized that we didn't. Yeah. Why do I even make an outline if I don't follow it? What's the? I mean,
Good question.
come on, man.
We got
We're
birthday
just so
stuff,
excited though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had so much on our minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should.
All right. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Come, Holy Spirit. Come, Holy Spirit. Lord Jesus, we thank you for this time. We thank you for all of those who are watching the party. We thank you for all of our students who are doing their finals right now, going through finals week. I ask that you just fill them with every grace, all the wisdom that they need in order to finish off the semester well. I thank you for the gift of community. I thank you for the gift of being able to celebrate public masses here very soon. I thank you for all of these things, and I ask that you just continue to fill our hearts with all of this gratefulness, all of this joy that is to come. I ask that you continue to pour out blessings upon us, even those that we don't necessarily know we need or even want, or just fill our hearts in this way, in ways that you know that we need. And Mama Mary, I ask that you draw us closer to your Son, into a relationship that is wholly beautiful. I ask this as we pray. Hail Mary, full of grace,
the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Fantastic. Any closing remarks?
I look forward to seeing you at Mass very soon.
Baradu, peas and carrots.